Tonight we're presenting this flag, presented to the DZMWC Memorial Wrestling Club, in appreciation for his generous support of the Cueva High School wrestling program. May all who wrestle on this mat demonstrate the same hard work, tireless dedication, and good sportsmanship that was exemplified by Major DZMWC throughout his life. Go Bears! Commander Kurt Dow.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to the Cueva Backers Club for the wrestling team. Thanks for all your support. WrestleLite, the WrestleLite Corporation took several $1,000s off the cost of the mat, and thanks to all the members of the DZMWC Memorial Wrestling Club for contributing to this, and for all the kids, both the Highland kids and the Cueva kids for wrestling on it and representing Doug. We're really proud to be associated with you. I'd like to introduce Coach Ron Owens. Who's going to say a few words about that.
As you heard, I was Doug's wrestling coach. And I understood that I might be able to say a few words regarding Doug. And I thought to myself, what would I want you guys to know about Doug? And I know I'm not going to do Doug justice. He is so much more than what I can tell you tonight. But I want you to know that Doug was just an outstanding individual. There are very few coaches that really get an opportunity to coach a truly gifted athlete, wrestler in person. And I was lucky enough to do that. Doug was a wrestler for me. I'd like to tell you just a few of his accomplishments. And these aren't by any means all of his accomplishments. Doug was Cueva's first state champion. He accomplished that his junior year. He was also Cueva's first two-time state champion. He won state in his senior year. He was Cueva's first undefeated state champion. Doug didn't have a close match his senior year. He was also Cueva's first high school All-American. And the way you become a high school All-American, at least back in those days, was that if you were a state champ, you got invited to a tournament. And it was only for state champs. And so Doug went to that. And sometimes there were about 100 or so students, kids, athletes in a bracket. And Doug was able to become an All-American. And you had to be in the top 8 to do that. Outstanding. And then as you heard, Doug, after leaving La Cueva, went to the Naval Academy. And there became an NCAA Division I All-American. I would also, I've talked about him being a truly gifted athlete, but you don't really realize what a strong individual that kid was. That guy was strong. He had that wiry strength that was almost suffocating. But he also had a work ethic to go along with that. No one outworked him. No one. He also had a single leg that couldn't be stopped. If Doug could touch your leg, he was going to take you down. But what truly set Doug apart was his mental toughness. If he set his mind to something, he was going to get done. He had that focus, mindset that here's a goal, and I'm going to accomplish that goal no matter what the outcome. I also want you to know that Doug had a sense of humor. And he was really a prankster. I'm going to give you one example. There are many. But one of the examples is when I was coaching and teaching here, on the east side of the building, there was a teacher parking lot. And all the teachers wanted to park in that first row. It was just closer to the building. And so somehow or other, Doug got a template, a handicap template. And it was one of those you put on the asphalt and you paint over it, you pull it up and you got the handicap symbol. Well, he and some of his friends came to La Cueva, and in each parking space in that front row, they painted that handicap symbol. That's just one. There were others. I'd also like you to know that Doug believed in something bigger than himself. Doug truly loved life, but he was willing to give up his life so that you and I could be free. And that's exactly what he did. I also want you to know that Doug touched many of our hearts. And Doug truly made a difference in life. And I believe he's still making a difference. And lastly, I want you to know that I've never heard so much when I heard of Doug's passing. And I think of him often, and I still hurt. Thank you.